Well, it's Dalton, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. It's Tuesday, it's election day, and I'd rather be out here. I've already voted, took care of all that. I want to come out and fish. And I'm using an old school technique to start out with today, and I want to go over that with you because it may be old school, but it still works. There he is, right there. All righty, there we go. It's a pretty nice one right here. Oh yeah, nice healthy spotted bass. Got them on an old school technique, guys. I love an old school technique. In fact, most of my fishing is so simple and very old school. I do got this guy hooked really good, but I let him fight a little bit. He's pretty good size for over here. I didn't expect one to be quite this husky over here, but definitely a nice fish. Come on over here, buddy. Oh, get over here. Get over here. Quit playing around. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is a nice spotted bass right here. In fact, I'll go ahead and weigh this one. This one right here. Goodness, that's a nice fish. Let's see what we get on scale here. It's gonna be at least 2 pounds, but you never know, it might be even a little more. Let's go ahead and, yeah, just a little bit over 2 pounds, like 2.1. So he's a nice 2-pound spot right there. Beautiful fish. Like I say, just an old school technique, and I'll talk to you guys about it here in just a minute, but I better move my boat. Yeah, they'll all go after this. It's a really good technique. Smaller ones, bigger ones. This is not terrible. He's not like a little dinky one. Probably in that 12, 13 inch range, which is what I at least want to catch when I come out here. You know, not real big, but still, they'll hit this worm, particularly if you're moving this thing erratically. I'll show you how I'm doing this. As soon as I can kind of get to another spot here, I'll show you guys how I'm doing this. So what I'm using here, guys, is a technique just called a jig and worm. I'll show you the exact jig here in a minute, and I'll tell you about the exact worm. What it is, similar, very similar to a darter head, but it's just on a ball head, which gives it a little bit different movement. So right now these fish are out a little bit deeper. I'm catching them in around 20 feet of water. So what I do is I let this thing hit the bottom, and then I just take the slack and I hop it a couple of times, and then I let it go back down to the bottom. Once I know it's at the bottom, I might give it a little drag, take that slack, jump it a couple of times. And all I'm doing is when I jump this bait, it really makes it look like a bait fish on the bottom, feeding, erratically moving, maybe trying to get away. There he is right there. So, like I say, they'll, oh, my drag's too loose. They will definitely, you know, grab that bait as you just sort of hop it on the bottom, and you'd be surprised how many fish you can catch with this. Like I say, it's not a darter head. A darter head gives a little bit different movement, but this one right here is working out just fine for me. So let me grab the jigs real quick and the worm, and I'll tell you what they are. So to me, this is a pretty good deep water technique. You get down around that 15 to 25 feet. Sometimes I'll even throw it deeper. It's good for deep water for two reasons. One, by using it on a lighter head, an 1/8 ounce head, you'll find this bait goes down a lot slower. I was catching them today as soon as it hit the bottom. I didn't even have a chance to work it. They already had it. It's because they saw it slowly coming down to the bottom. So you got to be a little patient with it. The other thing that it's nice for is a reaction bite. So you throw this thing out in that deeper water and you just pop it along and they react to it. You're bringing it back, and you can cover water with this really nice. You're bringing it back and then bam, all of a sudden they take it. So the worm I used today, it's a Z-Man worm. It's the big TRD. The color is called Gobi Bryant. I picked this up yesterday. I really like this color. If you notice, it has almost like a watermelon side and then a shad side. Just a little reminder on Z-Man baits, okay? When you get a Z-Man bait, and before you put it on your hook, give it a good stretch. It only takes once. Give it a good stretch, and you'll find it starts to release I don't know what all's in it, but you give it a good little stretch, and it makes it a little more buoyant. Now, the jig head that I'm using today is by Owner. It's called a round type. Okay, just an 1/8 ounce round type. And what I got it set up on is my Daiwa Tatula spinning rod, 7 foot, just a medium action, and I use a Fago reel by Daiwa. 8-pound test fluorocarbon. And here's your setup right here. Real simple. It's great for areas like this. I'm not getting snagged on anything. This is kind of a, just a bottom that's wide open. There's a bunch of bait back here. I don't have to worry about getting snagged as I'm popping this thing along. The other thing I do, just to keep that worm on better, I put a little bit of super glue, and that super glue holds that worm. So this is an outstanding technique. It's an old school technique, just a jig and worm. But I tell you what, guys, it still works. Hope you enjoyed this video. Now let me share with you the water temps out here at Lake Nacimiento. It is right now 64 degrees at 11 o'clock. Water clarity, outstanding. No issues with that. I'm seeing this worm, I don't know, maybe even 3-4 feet. So you're not going to have any problems with the water clarity out here. Water temps are good. Fish are extremely active. Just a fun time to fish. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Talk to you next time.